boys and girls? What's happening? That's right, we're making it happen. It's your boy the Warrior coming at you again with another episode of Eat Big to Grow. This is episode 7. We're here in the hallway because first things first, we're going to get in a quick weigh-in. So when I started the Eat Big to Grow series, I was 194. That was about just over 2 weeks ago. Now let's check today's weigh-in. That's 203. So as you can see there, guys, I've just broken the 200 barrier. Put on a good 8 pounds in the last. I say it was about 2.5 weeks altogether since I started the Eat Big to Grow series. So 8 pounds, yeah, quite good. Obviously, a lot of it will be a lot of water retention and other fluids and things like that. Obviously, with the increase of carbohydrates, I've increased my water intake as well. But obviously, over the time, that all is the process. And then, you know, over the time, in a few months, it will turn into good lean muscle. Because obviously, everybody knows, and I'll tell you guys straight up, it is not physically possible to put on 8 pounds of lean muscle in 2.5 weeks. It's just not physically possible. All you guys already know this, right? So a lot of it is water retention, but this is the problem a lot of people have. You know, they put on the weight and then, you know, they think they've hit their goal and then they stop, you know, bulking or whatever it is, and then all of a sudden they've lost it straight away. Because what actually happens is, because the weight's gone up, you know, you think you've grown and you put on the muscle and that, but what actually happens is a lot of it is water retention. So as soon as you come off your bulk, you're cutting your carbs down again, etc. Most of it is just going to be water weight, so you're going to drop a hell of a lot of weight too quick and rapidly. So then you're going to go back to the size that you was. So really, you haven't really grown, you haven't improved or nothing, because all you've done is put on the water weight, and then you've just lost that again. So bulking, just like cutting, takes time. You know, it takes months. You know, you need to first let the first few weeks put on the water retention and other fluids, etc. Like I said, because the increase of carbohydrates, and then keep going for a little bit longer. You know, it does take time. It takes months. Sometimes it even takes years. It depends on the individual as well. So you need to have a long phase with the bulking phase, just as well as the cutting phase. Don't go just by what the number says, because like I said, a lot of it will be just water retention. Keep going, let the muscles grow. You know, it all goes through the process. After a couple months, the water retention will start working and adapting with the carbohydrates and the other nutrients that you're taking in, and the heavy lifting. Alright, that's another key thing as well. To bulk up, you need to opt for the heavy lifting. You know, the rep range needs to be around that 8 to 12, thereabouts on a few sets. You need to cut out a lot of isolation movements. Like for example, you know, machines like leg extensions. All this stuff is the fine details of, you know, chiseling the muscles and getting the detail and definition out of it. And you need to start incorporating a lot more compound movements. You know, your bench, your squats, your deadlifts, T-bar rows. You know, everything that, you know, where you can just load up the weight and get some heavy reps in, heavy weights in. And then, you know, you need to work your rep range around, I say anywhere from 6 to 10, I'll say max when it comes to really heavy lifting. You know, if you're going lower than 6, you're going into powerlifting, and also it can, you know, cause some sort of injuries if you're going down to 1, 2, 3 reps, you know, because you're going to have to be using everything that you've got. Form isn't going to be great. Anyway, I'm rambling on a bit. The main thing is, keep going. Don't always just opt for what the scale says. So just because you've increased 8 pounds, don't think that's 8 pounds of lean muscle. Don't think that's 8 pounds of fat. You know, it's going to be a mixture of everything. It's going to be 8 pounds of a bit of muscle, a bit of fat, and a lot of water retention as well. So, what's up, guys? So we just finished cooking breakfast. Took us about 10 minutes in total. When it comes to bodybuilding and you're eating 5 to 6 meals a day, you know, you need to learn to cook quick and eat quick as well. You know, you need to get that food in as quick as you can, let it digest, ready for your next meal. Because obviously if you take too long cooking your meals and eating your meals, before you know it, you're on to your next meal and you haven't had enough time to digest your previous meal. So learn to cook quick, you know, quick food. And when I mean cook quick food, I don't mean chuck it in the oven, microwave meals and things like that. You know, you just need to learn how to cook the healthier foods quicker and eat them a lot quicker. But anyway, we've got breakfast. As you can guess, like I have every single morning, we've got my egg whites. I've got 8 egg whites with half a can of beans that I found in the fridge again, and my bowl of oats. Again, like I said, most of you guys know, if you are watching the series, I ain't weighing out my oats. But if I had to guess, then probably somewhere between 100 to 130 grams of oats in there. I'm not actually sure. And then I've just got my daily vitamins, as again you guys will know. You know, some of my multivitamins, iron, some omega-3s, vitamin Bs, vitamin Cs, and a load of other stuff that I have every single day. So that's that. That's breakfast. I'm going to get this meal in now because, like I said, we need to get this meal in quickly and fast to start digesting and ready for my next meal. So I'm about to enjoy this meal. Catch you guys on the next meal. Stay tuned. Peace! So what's up, guys? I've just got meal 2 here. This is going to be my pre-workout meal. Probably train within the next hour and a half. Just a few bits to do before I go train. We're hitting chest up today. I ain't going to be able to get any footage because my training partner ain't training with me today. So I'll leave down in the description what I'm training and the workouts. It's just going to be pretty standard, you know, exercises. But I'm just going to do a lot of sets and a few drop sets and that. But anyway, for my meal, I've just got brown rice here with some chicken breast and green beans. A pretty standard bodybuilding meal. You can't go wrong there. Good carbohydrates, good proteins, and obviously your fibres as well. So just going to get this in, I say, and then train within about an hour and a half. Sipping my BCAAs and L-glutamine still, guys. Make sure you're sipping them throughout the day. At the moment on this Eat Big to Grow, I'm kind of concentrating more on my carbohydrates than my protein. A lot of people have been asking, what's your protein intake? I'm not so worried when it comes to bulking or, you know, like this Eat Big to Grow series. Protein is not really a priority in my eyes when it comes to this stage. To me, it's just about carbohydrates. You know, obviously, I just need to get as much glycogen as I can into the muscles. So I just want to fill out as much as I can, put on as much size as I can, and by doing that, my theory is it's carbohydrates that does that. Obviously, yes, protein helps build the muscle tissues and repair, but for me to actually grow and put that size on, it's all about the carbohydrates and the glycogen. So I'm focusing more on the carbohydrates. My carbohydrates is what's going to increase. I'm going to keep increasing it, like I may add in some extra meals or keep increasing my carbohydrates per meal, etc. But my protein will pretty much be the same, or it might even be lower. But then what I do is to substitute that is I'll drink my BCAAs throughout the day. So obviously I'm still protein synthesizing and building new protein blocks. So like I say, protein's not majorly the key in this diet or program, what you want to call it. For me, it's more the carbohydrates. So that answers that question for you guys. Keep sipping your BCAAs throughout the day, especially around your workouts, before you work out, your intra-workout, and straight after you work out. And that's pretty much it. You know, if you can afford BCAAs, you know, buy them. And that's another question. People say, you know, are BCAAs essentials? If you can afford them, yeah, buy them. They're handy to have. If you can't really afford them, you know, you're quite tight, or you're quite if you're quite tight on money and that, don't worry so much. You know, you don't need BCAAs in your program. Essentially, you know, they're just there if you can afford them. If you can afford them, buy them. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Just get good source of proteins in. But anyway, I'm gonna chow down on this food, and then we're gonna train in about an hour and a half. So catch you guys on the other side. Right guys, epic chest session just finished. Gonna get my post workout straight in, hit up cardio, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Don't forget to do cardio as well. 25 minutes, let's go. Okay, so what's up guys, I'm literally in a mad rush. Got carried away at the gym talking to somebody. I've got to be down in Sydenham, Lower Sydenham. If you are from the UK, you know about Sydenham. If you're not, you don't. But anyway, I've got to be somewhere in the next hour. So I've literally had to come home, chuck it together, post-workout meal. Good thing I've got some food already prepped. But I stopped off to pick up some New York bagels. I've got plain bagels here. Haven't tried these ones, so I'm going to give these a try. Normally I go for the whole grain ones. But I've got one bagel with some jam on that, raspberry jam that is. And then I've got myself some pasta and chicken. I'm going to get this meal in. This is my post-workout meal, just done chest. Literally just going to have this meal and then I've got to shoot off out again. So I just want to quickly get that video up for you guys. So that's my post-workout meal. And I'll probably catch you guys either on my next meal or somewhere else in between. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. What's up guys and girls, we've just got back from the shops. Actually wasn't able to film in there. The security guard come up to me and said there's no filming. I don't know why, I've never been, this has never happened to me before. But anyway, didn't get any footage inside, but just picked up some bits. And as you can guess, I did go for the burgers. I'm using homemade burgers at the moment. Just got a craving for them. So I picked up Tesco's beef burgers. I've got 8 of them in there. I ain't gonna eat them all. I might cook them all, but I don't think I'm gonna eat them all. And I'm using Kingsmill wholemeal rolls, and this ain't just wholemeal roll. This is tasty wholemeal roll. There were 2 for £1.50, so bought one up, get both packs. Might get 3 rolls of this, and then obviously, of course, you need some sort of cheese. So I've got myself mature cheddar. It says strength free. I never actually knew there was any strengths. I've never been a big fan of cheese. Never really had cheese, but yeah, this is a strength free mature cheddar. So I'm gonna get this in. I'll probably cook. I'm gonna cook 4 burgers. And then, like I say, I might have 2 or 3 buns, depending how I feel. But that's gonna be my last meal. I'm gonna get that cooking now. And that's pretty much it. So that's going to be the last meal. That's all my meals for the rest of the night. It's coming up to 10:15 now. I'll get this in, edit in the rest of this video, and that's pretty much it for the rest of my night. Like I say, like I always do throughout the whole day, I've got my BCAAs and L-glutamine that I'm sipping through for the rest of the night. And that's pretty much it. So that's the end of this vlog, the end of this series of Eat Big to Grow. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, like I always say guys, give it a thumbs up. If you don't enjoy it, still just leave a thumbs up anyway, it helps me out. But anyway, enjoy, leave a comment as well, and subscribe to the channel because it really does help out my channel. And until the next series, as I always say guys, stay safe and make it happen.